So hello everyone and welcome back to another video of ICP5 coding. So in this video we're going to talk about a new P5 function and that is called the random function. This is going to be a quick explanation about the function, how could you use it and what are the applications in different kind of activities. So let's directly begin. Okay, so this is a blank canvas which I've got prepared and I've got this to show you the simple p5.js code. So we're going to talk about the random function. So in simple words, this random function will provide you any random number based on the range you give it. Now this function returns the number, and if you want to talk about know more detail about return functions and return statements, I'm going to talk about it in a separate video. But it is going to return a number, a random number between a given range. So let's understand this by a simple example. Let me take a variable which is called number. Okay, now in the function setup, okay, I do not need draw for now, so let's just change this to the background. I'm drawing it here, so I'm gonna get a black background here. So let's say I want this number to be a random number. So this is the basic function, the keyword which you need to call the function is a random function, and then you just need to open the parentheses, and here it will provide the range of numbers. So let's say I want any random number between 0 and 1. Okay, I want any random number between 0 and 1, and the thing is, it will provide me any kind of decimal numbers as well, like 0.55598. It will provide me any decimal numbers as well. And then just let's for a sake, let's just write console.log, let's say the number. Okay, and then if I come here, I open my console, so I will be able to see a random number like this. You can see 0.44390 like this. If I refresh this, I will get a new number 0.186. I will get another. So each time I run this, I want to get a new number, and you can say it has got that particular range. It's showing me every random number between 0 and 1. Now let's say an interesting thing is, if I'm starting with 0, then actually I do not actually need to write a 0. I can directly write random 1 and I'm going to still get the same result. So if I'm starting with 0, so I do not need to provide it as 0 as an identifier. I can directly write 1. But let's say I want any random number between 100 and 200. Because in this case, if it is not starting with 0, I need to write this 100. And then again I will get a random number like this. And similarly, I can use negative values as well, like this. And then I've got a probability to get a negative number as well. Now I'm getting all negatives. I got a positive over here like this. Now I'm seeing a lot of decimal values over here, so I could directly say that I want to round. So this is another function which removes the decimal points and takes you to the nearest integer. So I'm going to use this round function around this, and then if I'm running this, I will always get an integer number, as you can see like this. So this function can have a lot of utilization in many of your programs. Like suppose I want to have a dice rolling thing, that I will roll any number between 1 to 6 and each number will have a probability. So if I now run this, each time I'm going to get a number of a dice like 1, 2, 3, 5 or 6. So you could, if you are creating some kind of Ludo or snakes and ladders game, you could use this dice rolling thing using this random function. But this is the simple textual application of this. Now what could we do with visuals? So let me say that I'm changing this variable name to call or colors, let's say, and remove this everybody, and then I will say that first of all cancel this, and I will say I want a background color to be based on this color variable, and then I will give it a random number between 0 or 255. I want a brightness value for a second, or I could just write directly 255, and then if I run this, I could see a newly colored canvas every time. So it's completely black now. So each time, and this is, I think you cannot see it even, it's a white background. So each time I will get a new background color. Similarly, I could just do it for the RGB values as well. Let R, let G, let B. I could do this, and then I could just say, instead of this, of rounding everything, I could just say R equals to random, R equal to random 255, G equal to random 255, and B equal to random 255. Let's go. Now, with this, I will get, okay, call is, okay, I have not changed this. This will be RGB, and now I will be able to see a beautifully colored background each time I run my program. Now, this is just simple running. Now, if you want any kind of animation, then you will now write a function draw. So you can use this random function for a repetitive way using the draw function, and then if you just copy this entire code and put it in function draw, then according to me, the background color should change every time continuously, frame by frame. The background color should actually change because I'm calculating RG and B repetitively. So you will see, you will get this booming colorful background which shows each color again and again because it's calculating it repetitively. So this is about background colors. Now let's say you could have more possibilities. I'm going to show you one last thing. Let me change this to 200. I don't need this. So let's take the idea of a rectangle. Let's say a rectangle at, okay, not reflect, okay, rectangle at x, y, width and height. Okay, and then again I'm going to have these variables x, y, width, and let's say height. And then I can say that for a single running, you could just do it in the function setup, but if you want to change the position of the rectangle, you could use the draw function. But let's say x will be any point between 0 and the width, or directly right width, that means the entire screen is going to take any particular point. Y could be similarly another random number which will go from width to height, and what is this, and yeah, and my the width will be, let's say, random any number between 100, and my height again will be a random number between 0 and 100, that is 100. Now if I run this, I'm going to see a newly developed rectangle at any point of the canvas, as you can see, and I could just, and this is in the edge actually, and then I could similarly do it, what to say, I could just add the color to the rectangle as well, and I could actually do a lot. And let's just change it to 200 and 200, and then you will see more bigger possibilities, like this one is gone out of the screen. So this is how it actually works. I have not got anything more to show because it's up to your own creativity how you want to utilize these functions. But I'm going to leave you with one single task to see what you have learned. So this is a simple activity. Like I have prepared, I've drawn actually a point which moves all through the screen. Is actually called a random walker, just like me, and is moving all through the screen in a totally random direction. So try to implement this. You will have a beautiful idea about what random function can do. Like this is completely random, right? But if I am able to run this with the help of any kind of an algorithm, I will get a lot of interesting results. So you could see what you can make out of this. I hope you enjoyed the video, and the next video I'm going to talk about more P5 functions. So stay tuned.